Hello, everybody. Welcome to an episode of Fangirlz Assemble. Um, Sorry about the schedule change. I also meant to post, I made a little graphic for today ahead of time, and then Canva was just like, no, you can't download this, even though you made it and it looks cute. No one can know that you're doing a show day. I was like, fine. Also, I've moved, and I haven't set my comic room or my office yet, which is why.
But you have a beautiful background. I love it.
This.
You look like you're sitting on the floor of an art museum, and you're like, look at this piece behind me. It's called
I'm Blue.
It's great. It's called Eiffel 65.
But yeah, happy Friday to you too, Jesse. Say what? I know that I'm sure, like everybody else in the world, Chris and I have also had a time. So
yeah,
it is what it is. So we're gonna do our best.
Things are happening. At least we're matching. We did talk about this before on accident.
We both have video shirts. Mine is in the shape of Kentucky.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a local place that does shirts of things in the shape of Kentucky, and they made the Baby Yoda one, and I was like, that's not even cute. I'll buy it.
That's great.
So,
hey, we never do this, but we're going to talk about the manga and then not have a lot more to talk about. So I'm going to tease it right here. You're like, no, we'll do great. It'll be great. But I redid my manga shelves.
Oh shit!
And I can move my camera and
I would like
show you guys a little peek.
You show that. I'll highlight you, and I will awkwardly eat my sandwich.
I do want to tell you, most of this manga I got at InStockTrades.com, which is a great sponsor. We love them. They got great manga. Again, truly most of it I got there. So you can get great deals, up to 50% off when you're in the United States. Well, when you're anywhere, but free shipping at $50. I just got a package from them. I don't know what it is. I don't even remember. I got it when I walked in, and I was like, what is this? Yeah. So it's something. But let me give you a little peek. I
want to peek.
I have a little camera, so we'll see how this looks. But
okay.
It's not beautiful. Okay, because I left space, right? So I had there's two shelves over here. I could show you the floor. It's a little messy on the floor. I haven't changed everything yet, right?
This is so stereotypical girl of us, because you were like, okay, it's not done yet.
Yeah.
This is what. But if there's anybody else, they'd be like, look at what I put together.
Yeah. And we're because I'm like, well, some of the manga volumes fell over, and I'm like, I don't love that. But it's not done yet. And I'm gonna put more on the top. But for now, I moved prose out of these shelves. Because if you recall, you may remember, maybe not. Yeah. You were here very briefly. But there was a manga shelf. And then the next one was all prose. That's gone. I put that in the other room. So now it's on manga. So let me see what I can do here. Let me see. Here's a big reveal. Okay, here we go. Oh, ooh. It's a little far away. Can you focus? There we go.
It's focusing in.
There we go. Okay. Oh, over there I have something. That's a Chew poster above my door. It's signed by John Layman.
Love it.
And then there's some various stuffed animals up there.
Let me highlight you, because now it's just.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. No, that was so nice.
Yeah. So this is one of them. There's some box sets up there. I don't know if you can even tell what's what, because we're not that close. Maybe one day I'll get up and move this, but this is kind of attached to my computer. So, I'm doing my best here, guys. But you can see the 20th century. You can't tell that they make a picture, but I didn't even notice until they were all there. And I was like, this is gorgeous. I need to read these. I got some box sets on the top. There's Pokemon, Zelda. There's a Roald Dahl box set. That doesn't go there. Reed put that there. And I'm like, I'm not tall enough to grab it, so that's his fault. There's good stuff. There's a gap for, things that I'm going to add. Some of them are on the sides because I had to, right? I needed to make room. Man, this picture quality isn't the best. I guess it's this is so far, I can't focus. Oh, well. So then there's my router. See, there's some messy stuff. Don't look at that. That thing on the door is for my cats. All right. So this is the other shelf. There's One Piece, huh?
Ooh, I see that monster.
Yeah, there's Monster. My brother's husband. The stuff in the middle, if anyone's wondering, they're signed issues. I get those frames at BAM because they're the best frames. And in the middle, it's all, the top two are Kyle Stark's originals. There's Rogue. There's Adventure Time. If you guys ever want to see those, I'll pull them off the wall. And then John Allison did the one at the bottom. That's Daisy. Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, there's my other one. It goes down further, but it's hard to see, so I'm not going to show you everything. Anyway, it kind of looks nice, right? Kind of.
Yeah, I like it all together. I've been really like, because we're about to set up the basement, because I just moved, and so one of the things I wanted to do and make sure that I did was I actually have a proper manga bookshelf. Now that I'm starting to buy more, because after all these years, I was like, no, I'm going to read my manga online. I'm not buying
I should have been like, no, let me move this back.
And now it's just, it's over with. I have to now, because it's been fun lately to buy manga.
Yeah.
Especially deluxe editions. So
I have some more up here. I'm moving into Berserk, guys. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
I'll read with you.
There's a what? Yeah. Oh, we should do it. There's a whole cup there. Yeah, I gotta open that Mandalorian. I just got that recently because I don't like boxes just sitting around. I'm gonna open that.
Oh yeah, I'm not a figure in boxes person.
No. So the things at the end, I gotta move into the middle. But I was like, I'm too lazy.
Your Planet Hulk.
Yeah, he's awesome, right?
He's so big. I want one.
I love him. He is so big. And then there's some like DuckTales figures randomly on that shelf. I don't know what I'm doing over here, but these are like just big ones I can't put anywhere else, you know?
Yeah. That's
above me. So
I love it. I'm going to have to FaceTime you when we finally can reach that room and I can be like, okay.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
What am I doing here?
So guys, if you didn't pick up, we're talking about manga today. We had to have I had to see that manga shelf.
You know, I had to. Sorry, I had to.
He understands. He gets it, you know?
Maddie and I are just here to hang out. I had to show her my shelves.
Yeah.
And you guys are coming along. We love it. Thank you.
It's a Friday show. We're chilling. There's aliens in here. Perfect.
Love it.
So, number one, in stock trades, got to do our plug.
Yeah.
It's the best. Love it.
Again, where I got most of my manga. Yeah. I think that's where I got that One Piece box set for a really good deal. So check that out.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
I am really excited because now that we are in the house and there's a few more like stuff we have to do in here, but very soon the buying ban will be over and I can once again purchase books.
Yes.
That's all I want.
I mean, do you have enough, you have room on your shelves? Like when you put them back, do you have like areas that you can fill in?
I'm going to look at because I think technically I do. There's some shelves that weren't properly like put together. But you know how like the way I like to have my shelves is not just completely books to, from side to side. I like to kind of like highlight some figures or highlight a particular issue. I like the flow of the bookshelf that way, which I'm looking way too much into. But yeah, I'm gonna have to look at it and see because I need more figures. So I gotta get another IKEA shelf.
Yeah, of course.
We're at IKEA anyway, so we might as well get another shelf.
I was gonna tell you have to go IKEA to fill in that house. Duh.
Sergio says cheap graphic novels is good, just the shipping is a big problem. I'm not really sure what their shipping's like. I think I've only ever gotten a couple things.
I do know that because of where we are in the United States, it takes forever.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because we're in Kentucky.
When I've ordered, yeah.
In-stock trades is just a state below us.
Yeah.
So
that makes it very easy to get books pretty fast. Even I never pay for shipping, and it doesn't take long to get. So that helps. Also, I don't like to pay for shipping.
I don't either. There's
a big difference there.
So we are talking about two different manga today: The Promised Neverland and Chainsaw Man. A lot of the volumes are out of these. The Promised Neverland is done. Chainsaw Man is ongoing. Not all of the volumes are out yet for The Promised Neverland, but because the series is complete, we're not far off. However, if you want to read these, another plug, as I've been doing pretty much every time I do a show, now you can read these both on the Shonen Jump app, which is how we both did it, I presume.
Yeah.
I read them all in that.
Oh, yeah. We need to get them to sponsor us because it really is the best value, guys. If we haven't said it enough. $2 whole a month. I'll even get the email for the charge, and I haven't read anything all month, and I'm just like, it's worth it. Take my money.
There's months where I don't read anything because I know there'll be one day, maybe every 3 months, where I will hit the 100 chapter limit, no problem.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm like, you know what? That's worth it. That's
Well,
worth it.
and even the Promised Neverland alone, that's going to be 19 or 20 volumes, something like
Yeah,
that.
it was like what, 180
Yeah,
chapters?
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
181, I think. Um, so yeah, like the amount of money I saved
On that
is
alone.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like we said before, like it's such a good deal because you get to read it first and see if you want to buy it. And I think I like it enough that if they release good editions of it, I'd buy it.
Like
So
fancy cute ones.
we've both read all of The Promised Neverland. I've read half of Chainsaw Man. I didn't get to finish because I was moving. But The Promised Neverland is also there's already a season of that anime out, and Chainsaw Man's already been announced to be
I'm
an
not
anime.
surprised because that's very popular right now.
Another Netflix one.
Is it? Oh, good.
I think it is.
Got your high-rise invasion and your Chainsaw Man. That's all I need.
And I don't know which one we want to start with because honestly,
Oh my gosh.
I loved both of these, but man, I love Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. Do we want to start her in with that? Because I feel like we got a lot of feelings about that.
Let's go ahead and talk Chainsaw Man
Okay.
and oh my gosh, you can tell I'm tired because the Southern's coming out.
I get it.
And then we'll end with some Neverland. But first, let's talk about that Chainsaw Man. Bless
Bring me
his
some
heart.
sweet tea.
Wow. That would
I
happen
do
if
want
I'm
some
drunk
sweet
or
tea.
if I'm tired, and then it flips, and then it comes out. They used to call me Southern Comfort in college.
Oh,
Because
nice.
Drunk Maddie voice was Southern, and I went to school in Chicago, so they were like, "What?
Like, what's happening?
What is this?" Yeah, let's talk about Chainsaw Man. So you've briefly described this before, and I have since reading it told everybody I know about Chainsaw Man.
Yes.
So it's about this. It's centered around this kid, this guy. I think he's a teenager.
I believe he's a teenager. Yeah.
He's orphaned. He lives by himself with his dog. This is me describing the first couple of chapters, just so it's not really
you kinda
spoiler,
have
just
to.
so you get the feel. They live in a world. It's in Japan, but in their world, there's demons out there, and they have like demon hunters, kind of like a bounty hunter deal for some of them, and some of them are organized. So after his father passed away, he's left with this huge debt, and so he's working to pay that off by hunting demons. Now he himself is not special; he's just a dude, but he has this dog with a chainsaw nose. And so he uses that like as if he's holding a chainsaw to defeat demons and slowly make money to pay off his dad's debt. Now this is the kind of story you hear in a lot of manga and dramas and in Japan and Korea and Taiwan. There's always like, got to pay off the loan sharks are coming to get you, and the kid has to take care of the debt, right? And so he lives a very simple life. They eat bread by itself. Him and his dog. He's like, one day, maybe I heard people put jam on their bread. And maybe one day I'll get to hug a girl. Who knows? So things happen. And there's the situation's life or death. And he's like, hey, tells his dog, if anything ever happens to me, I heard that demons can take over people. I want you to have my body because you come first. I don't care what happens to me. And so something happens and dog's like, hey, I'm going to give you my heart. And to save his life. And so he becomes kind of a half demon situation. And so when he demons out, he gets chainsaws out of his hands, out of his head. And he gets recruited by this demon hunting agency, by other people that have contracts with demons similar to him. So they've got abilities and things. And his whole purpose for being there is very simplistic. One, he gets to eat better. Two, he's good at killing things. He likes murderizing them, he says. And three, he just wants to get farther and farther with girls, but in not necessarily a pervy way, but almost kind of I don't know how to describe it. He's almost just innocent. It's very genuine. Like,
yeah.
You hear him talk like, oh man, I want to touch a boob, and you're like, oh, I hope you do. and he's like, oh, next, I hope I can kiss someone with tongue, and you're like, that's great. What a great goal you have.
What's great is it was funny every single time he said something like that, because that became first kind of his purpose for living was the jam and the bread thing, and he got that joining this organization. He got to eat better, right? So then he was just like, I'm good, I'm living the life, I'm getting to eat, I'm getting to shower,
garbage,
I got a bed, we're good, right? And he's killing demons. And then yeah, his goal ends up being, was the first one touching a boob? Was that it? Was that the first one?
The first one was just to hug a girl.
Yeah.
He just wanted to, because he never thought he could actually hang out with a girl. He's like, if I could just hug a woman, that would be really cool. And he gets to do that. By the girl who recruits him, she hugs him. He's like, oh shit. And so then the next thing is touching a boob.
Yeah.
Which every time he hits a milestone, it's not actually the way he wants it to be. Like the first time he gets to touch a boob, oh, they're padded, it's fake. It's by a crazy, it's always a crazy girl, right?
Yeah.
He gets his first kiss with tongue. She pukes in his mouth.
Which was disgusting.
It's so gross.
Disgusting. But also like, okay, that's kind of what it's funny because it's messed up on him again, you know?
And he's really into this girl that recruits him, the first one that recruits him, who literally refers to him as her dog, her puppy, basically, who seems to have like no emotion. But he's like, I want her to be my first. Like, I really want to be with her. But he'll still entertain other women. And he's like, well, I really do want to try that, though.
It is so, like, it's just funny the way, and it is weirdly innocent. These things don't necessarily sound that way, but, like, his character was just, that's all he wanted to do in life, and that's what he did. And then he could turn into, like, actual chainsaws. So it just made the whole thing, like, over the top and obscene in the best, most funny way. And it was nonstop entertaining. Like, I never had a bad time with this. It was just laughing. Reed was sitting beside me at one point. He was like, what are you reading? I'm like, listen, there's a guy and he can turn into chainsaws. And like, it was like, he was just like, this sounds like the best book I've ever heard of and I need to read it. And I'm like, you do, because you would love it. Like, because it's great.
10. I mean, it's a great shonen series because you've just got this crew of characters that are all very different, all have different powers. So you've got some serious people, you've got some more lackadaisical ones, you've got people that are kind of half demon or are demons but kind of subdued, that are crazy, and you never really know how it's going to go. I know there's a few series that seem similar to me, but I can't. It has the same kind of humor as like something like Dorohedoro, where you deal with very brutal situations, but there's also just some funny characters and really funny abilities. You never know what somebody's like demon power is going to be, and there's obviously a better picture because after he debuts Chainsaw Man, all of the demons want to get him, and we have no idea why, and he doesn't care. They're like, we gotta get this guy, and they're like, this guy?
And he's literally like, I want to defeat this demon so I can keep living, so I can like touch a boob or whatever. Like whatever his goal is for that moment, that's why he's risking his life. And there's something just so silly and innocent about that, right? Like,
yeah. And you've got his boss, who's this girl who seemingly doesn't really have emotions, and where I'm at, which is about halfway. You don't know all of her abilities because she's made contracts with different demons, and it's hush hush. So you don't really get a good feel for her, but she definitely like humors him in a way, because she'll say things like, "Oh, well, you're my ideal guy," but with like no expression. He's like, "Oh my god, yes."
She's.
And then you've got I already forgot her name, but the girl who has a cat. She's like a demon. She loves a cat.
She's great.
She has like horns.
Why can't I think of her name either? Maybe the chat can help us. Someone's asking her best character. I think it was her. Like, she was so great.
Well, yeah, because you get introduced to her. It's a very Kristan character, for one. She just wants to get her cat back. She's a demon. And she met this cat. Power, yes.
Yeah, power. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Duh. Yeah.
And I think what I like about her, she's fierce and she will fuck a bitch up. But also she's gross. So she moves in with the guys, and you have your main character who loves girls, who's kind of, I'd say, pervy adjacent, more interested in girls. But he immediately is like, "You were disgusting. You don't clean up yourself. You've got shit stains in the toilet." Like, I mean, that's the kind of language that they use. And he's just like, "Why are you here?"
And it's so their relationship though, like, because there's never, it's never like. There's maybe like a little tease of maybe them getting together at some point, but it's not really like that. It's more like they're very like they're kind of, for lack of a better word.
Thank you. I keep saying his name wrong, Makishima.
For lack of a better word, they're really bros together, right? Like they have a real relationship where it's like they're just best friends. They end up being best friends, even though like she doesn't want to admit that. She ends up really caring for him, and it becomes like a really sweet like relationship, even though they're crazy and it's weird. Like there's something weird. Again, I feel like as I was reading all of this, I'm like, this dude's crazy. He's turning into chainsaws, but he's bizarrely innocent and kind of sweet. And Power's the same. She's nutso, right? Like she's got all the problems and she's a demon, so she doesn't care about a lot. But then she kind of ends up caring about things, and you feel for her, right? Like it's like, oh,
everybody. Like, and you meet other people that are part of this like squad, right? And you've got a character who's kind of like a Roy Mustang kind of character. He's a responsible one. He's been there for a while. He's got an ability that's eventually going to kill him. It seems like you always have one girl who just seems like she's turned on by everything. You don't really know what she's about.
Yeah.
She's like foaming at the mouth all the time. Like it's neat, and people die, and there's serious parts to this too. And like most shonen, it's goofy, but eventually it's gonna ramp up. There's always a bigger story. But man, if you're looking for something to read that's just fun, Chainsaw Man is it. I'm in love. Like, and I also want to read Jujutsu Kaisen because Awkward.
I do too.
Everyone's talking about it, and
everyone's talking about it.
It's like these are the two to read right now.
Maybe we need to do that next.
What's up with the?
It's beautiful abstract art.
I just moved, and that's a paint. We were like testing to see if we liked it here, and this is the only thing I can set up my computer. Yeah.
Yeah, good. It's nice. I like it.
I'm gonna do it's gonna be an accent wall.
Maybe you should just put more splotches, and that's your wall.
That's what people would tell me.
It's the abstract wall.
There's some stuff there.
Yeah.
My boss is like, just take a picture of that and have that be your Zoom background forever.
That's great.
Yeah, that's true. Aki's basically raising Denji in power. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a lot of their like leaders are like, hey, you need people that are crazy to survive this, because with this organization, people die all the time fighting these demons, and they're like, Denji and Power are buck wild, and that's the only way they're gonna make it through this.
It's so great. Every time something crazy and silly would happen, I would just be like, why am I liking this so much? Because it's so obscene, but it's just a joy. It really is. If you want something fun, action-packed, silly.
Oh, we'll read Dorohedoro. I watched it.
I read the first volume like ages ago.
I'll go back and read it because there's a very beautiful buff woman in that. And I mean, I love her. That's the only reason I wanted to watch it, was for her. I don't care anything else.
You're like, whatever.
I saw pictures and I was like, that's my girl. But yeah, Chainsaw Man, 10 out of 10. I'll read it forever.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
It's so good.
I got no complaints.
I don't read chapter by chapter for anything. I kind of want to.
Yeah.
I'm that interested.
I'm going to keep up with it. Because even though I didn't finish it in time for this, as soon as I get like a break in house stuff, I'm just going to read the rest of it.
Yeah, I think I'm like a chapter or two behind, but that's it. So like there's some stuff I want to talk to you about. So you'll have to hit me up after that and we'll talk about it. Yeah. Yeah.
So we can talk about something we were both caught up with, which is the promised Neverland. So before I read this, I just watched a season of the anime, which basically ends at them getting out of the compound. So with just watching that, I was like, this seems fine. But it was so overhyped. I was like, I mean, it's okay. I feel differently having read the manga now. So this one, I can't help but describe it as, it feels like a YA novel, like an American YA novel or movie, because it's a very similar like post-apocalyptic scenario. It's a scenario that I'm familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
You live in this sort of bubble. You think everything's fine, and then you realize what is around you is not what you thought it was. Very Matrix.
Dystopian.
Yeah. Uglies. I don't know. Name any YA novel, right?
Divergent.
Yeah, Divergent.
Yeah.
They're in an orphanage. They have a woman that takes care of them called Mother. They all call her Mother. And then usually, once you reach preteens, you're adopted. And all these kids are really smart. They're tested really heavily. They all take care of one another. And it centers around these top 3 students, this girl and these 2 boys. And spoilers, but not spoilers, at the beginning, they see that a friend's getting adopted. And she leaves behind something. So they're like, oh, we'll just go bring it to her. Not thinking anything of it, right? And they get to her. By the time they get to her, she's dead. And they see, and they go hide, and they see these 2 demons. And they see the demons talking to their mother. And it's then that they realize that they're not being raised to be adopted. They're not in this human world they thought they were in. They are just being raised to be eaten, sold and eaten. So they're literally just a human farm. And that's what the whole start of this is. And so, of course, they fight to get out, things happen, and it's just one piece after another. Not one piece, but like, you're slowly finding out about the world around you. Because, you find out, oh, there's other human farms. And we're in an area with all demons. What happened to the rest of the human race? What does this mean? And I love stuff like this because it's just, you're peeling off that onion, right? I love the little, you get hints, and then slowly you learn more and more and more about the world itself. And that takes a long time to build up to. You're learning as they're learning, pretty much. And you're learning as she's learning, the main girl. And I really, really liked it.
Yeah, the world building was so good. I love how they did it, you slowly got more and more. They didn't throw too much at you at once, which I kind of really hate when I read something like that. I'm like, it's too much. There's too big. I can't do it, right?
Yeah. They didn't do any plot dumping.
Right.
Which, a lot of series, in manga too, tend to rely on that. Where it's like, okay, now we've reached the next section. We're going to have a third party plot dump the situation of the world to you. And they do a good job of not doing that and not giving you the whole picture. Because, you get to learn that why it is the way it is. Which I can't spoil for you guys.
Yeah, it's one of those, you gave what enough people need to know, I think. Especially, I think I went into this originally, because I read this a while back, at the beginning at least. And I didn't, I just kind of saw the cover, and I knew it was popular. And if you could imagine the cover of Volume 1, guys, Google it. It's all the kids, and they're just happy. And it's like the Promised Netherland. And you're like, okay, these kids are just going to have fun. So if you go in, especially kind of not expecting how kind of brutal it becomes, it really I think it knocked my socks off in that way. I'm like, oh no, what's happening? I have to know everything now. And the world got so much bigger than I thought it would.
Oh yeah, even in their area. Yeah,
it extends way beyond just their little orphanage, their farm. It gets crazy. And I thought maybe originally, because I don't always love a big epic adventure either. But again, it was how they laid it all out. You slowly learn with them. And I love the growth the characters all had.
Yeah.
Especially the main characters, but even kind of the B characters along with them had their own growth arcs too. And they were all really, really great and really well done. And the 3 main characters, you see them as small children, and they really do grow up along with the story. And it's not some quick growth. So you really feel for them.
Years pass. Actual time passes with them. And the good thing about having this set around kids is it raises the stakes. Because, your 3 oldest kids, the 3 main characters that are running this, are very, very intelligent. I mean, exceptional, 100% on all their tests. And they're raised to be that way. But they have very different personalities. Because you've got one that is just the main girl is very optimistic. She's very friendly. She's loving. Which often, makes people mistake her for being less intelligent compared to the other 2 boys, right? But she's not. She's just, her demeanor is different. And then you've got the 2 boys. One of them is very calm and intelligent, very good at laying out plans. Still really loves their family, but very just calm. And then you've got the 3rd boy who, again, very intelligent, very good at planning, but he's that kind of emotionally reactive. He's a little more pessimistic. He just cares about the other 2 the most. And he's like, I don't care what happens to the other kids. I just want you two to get out. Whereas we have the main girl, Emma, I think.
Yeah, Emma.
Who wants? She's like, no, I'm not gonna get us out of here unless I'm getting everybody out. And that's it. That's period.
And she stays by that, true to it the entire time,
and
which
she convinces everyone.
Yeah, and it's a hard thing. I mean, because even as a reader, right? Like, you feel for these main kids so much that you're like, oh, should we? Yeah, of course, we want everybody to live, all the kids to live. But it's also like, oh, you may die if you, like, getting these small children out.
Yeah.
And getting them to even understand what you're doing. Like, that was a really, you get to see that all play out, and the way that they handle it and the way that they have to teach them what's even happening.
Yeah, because imagine, these, like, I'd say, like, 15 kids at least, 12 and younger. Ranges basically like 4 to 12 once they're out there. And they found out ways to prepare all of them and get them all ready. They all work together, and they all work to make it through in a really interesting way. And I think because they're young, it makes you to feel more scared. And they do a good job, because sometimes the characters, even Emma, are planning things and you're with them, you're following the story with them, and you don't even know exactly what's going on. So you could do a good job of being like, hey, psyched you out, I was actually playing this the whole time. And you're like, whoa.
What?
Eric, so it is very faithful to the manga, which is, I really do recommend going on and reading the rest. It's basically spot on. Honestly, the part that's in the anime is, because what they leave the compound at the end of the anime, and that's not a ton of chapters in.
No.
I think that moves pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It's very faithful. And if you enjoyed the show, so I think you'll enjoy the manga for sure. And the art's beautiful. It's
it
just
really
as
is.
nice as the show. Yeah, absolutely. Because I think there's some questions that you probably have from the show of what you've seen, and they're gonna answer it in a very interesting way. And it had a good ending. I know a lot of people. Oh yeah, let's talk about the ending. We don't have to talk about what happens, but I heard mixed things from people. I enjoyed the ending. I've heard some people that don't. And for a series like this, post-apocalyptic, a group of children making it through, peeling away at the answers of the world, right? The ending really makes or breaks a series like that, because you're really invested in the secret.
Yeah.
Something like Westworld can be an example. The Hunger Games, things like that, where there's obviously an underlying secret. If it's not good at the end once you get there, you're like, what was the point? And I think they did a really good job.
I think they did a great job, and I think there was no other way they could go where it would have been as good. Because there's certain things that you think may be happening or may happen. Even the kids thought a certain thing without me saying it, right?
Yeah, and I did too. And I think if it had happened the way that I thought it was going to, I think I still would have been fine.
Yeah, but it would have been more of a bummer, right?
Yeah, it's very satisfying.
Yeah, the way they did it, I again, like, I'm not sure. I know the other way they could have gone, because, like, you may think a certain thing, right? And it would have been fine, and it would have been understandable. But I think the way they did it was way better, and it made sense to me. The whole thing made total sense that it would all go down that way. And to have that ending, like, the ending, the very ending, like, just was really satisfying. I think it's like, okay, good, right? Like, I didn't feel like I got to the end and then I was just kind of like, oh no, which was, I'm sure some people did. Some people probably didn't like that, but I liked it.
Eric said, I heard mixed things after they escaped the orphanage, but I'm still intrigued about the story. I think you'll like it. I was really happy because I enjoyed the show, but I was lukewarm about it. I was like, this is fine. Again, I think it was overhyped for me. It's a story or type of story that is not new, I feel like, at its core. I think it's something that's very familiar, especially to Western audiences. Especially people like, I'm assuming about you, Kristan, as well. I'm assuming you also read YA novels from time to time.
I mean, yeah.
It's also comforting,
Yeah.
All the stereotypes.
I mean, truly. But there were also the high stakes that like we're not used to in a YA novel, right?
Well, yeah,
because kids do die. Like, you can't just think
a battle royale level of like death.
Right? Yeah, totally. Like, it's like we don't just assume that just because these are the main characters or they're characters we really like or they're young characters, they can still die. And that was nice too, because you're not just like, okay, there's no stakes here, like they're gonna be fine, because they're not.
Yeah.
Like a lot happens.
And for everybody listening, there's also more to this story too. There's a lot of like political intrigue in a way. You do have different factions that are dealing with the same problem in a different way, and so you get to really see all aspects of this. You get to see just the different like species relations as well.
That was
all
fascinating.
Characters and how they deal with this, which is I like, because you're basically dealing with a lot of different personalities and how they deal with the situation, and you have a main character who's really optimistic and positive, that's doing her best to balance everybody out and still reach the best possible conclusion. And I think it can be scary and stressful, and it's great to read, but it's also I think it really hopeful. It was at the time that I read this, I think it was great to kind of have that kind of character archetype to go through a story with. I was like, yes, I want hope right now.
Yeah, right.
And, to see these kids triumph again and again through incredibly difficult odds, and all sorts of people, they're, human and demon alike, that were like, no, I'm going to get you guys killed on purpose. You like me and you want to be nice, but I'm going to make sure you're dead.
Yeah.
And then, Emma's still like, no, I don't think so. Although, people do die. Don't be too hopeful. There's death. But it was pretty good.
So it feels like I don't know. I just really feel like I went on the journey with them. And it wasn't like, oh, these kids are going to make it. It's fine. Like, like you felt it. They didn't just snap their fingers. They're like, okay, we defeated these demons. Let's keep going. Like it really, I love how the progression happened. I think it was very well done.
And I'm glad that it ended at 180 chapters, because a lot of Shonen Jump manga goes on for a while. And I say that as a One Piece fan too. And as a Hunter x Hunter fan, the manga that will never end or get anywhere. I'm really appreciating this trend, and I've seen other people feel the same way, of manga finally ending in a way that's satisfactory. It's really nice to start a shonen manga and be like, okay, this is going to end. Mm-hmm. That's great. There's going to be an ending in sight that's actually doable and approachable, or I guess not approachable, accessible. I mean, like it's a good hunk amount, a good chunk of it.
Definitely. And it's very, it's good for the people like me who, if I start a series and I have to go to something else because I'm waiting for it to keep going, I may not remember what I read.
Oh,
Ever. Yeah. So it was nice to be like, okay, cool. 20 chapters, right? Like we're 20 volumes, like we're good. Versus like, I'll probably remember Chainsaw Man was very rememberable. But at the same time, if this takes forever,
will I remember to catch up again?
That's part of it, right?
The problem. Because like, I'll watch an anime as it's starting. It happens to anime happens with manga. And I'll catch up and then I'll forget. So I've read a lot of different manga, but I catch up and I forget. So like, oh man, My Hero Academia. I'm sure once a year I'm like, oh yeah, shit.
Yeah,
I should catch up on that. One Piece is the only thing I stay kind of current. And even that, like, I can't maintain week to week. It's like every few months, I'm like, oh, everyone's talking about it now. I've got to go catch up. Like right now, there's stuff happening. There's a new person. I am months behind. I've got to catch up. But yeah, so I give Promised Neverland glowing reviews. I like Chainsaw Man more, but that's different. It's a different thing.
And I agree. But it is quite different. Like, very different.
Chainsaw Man's just fun. It made me really happy.
I think that was the big thing, right? Like, and I needed like a funny, happy book. People are still dying, and it's brutal. But there's something about it.
I had a good time.
Yeah, but it's like we've said, there's something weirdly comforting about manga. Like that isn't the same.
Yeah, the manga that will never end. LMAO cries in Berserk. I know. Yeah. I feel bad for Berserk fans being a Hunter x Hunter fan, it's like, I don't know. It is what it is. What I've gotten from it, I'm happy with. If I don't get any more, I don't get any more. But I know for Berserk, that's been going on forever. So that's a huge bummer. So people should read One Piece. One Piece will end eventually, but at least it updates. Marcelo, a lot of Shonen Jump manga go on for a while is the biggest understatement since Charlie Sheen said, I'm going to have fun this weekend. Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah.
And there's some shoujo manga that does that too. Like, it just, you're like, okay, at what point is this worth it anymore? Is your story, is the storytelling so good? And a lot of them they are. One Piece is consistently good. But some of them I'm like, okay.
There's something to be said about like someone who can do manga in 20 volumes and do it well, and you have your whole arc and it's done. Because there are so many. Yeah, right?
Will never let us down.
I mean, and I'm looking around, I'm like, yeah, Pluto. Don't give me more of Pluto. I don't want more. That was perfect.
That
right?
was perfect. Like, Monster?
We did it great.
Perfect.
There we go. Don't need more of Monster. That's great.
Yeah.
Stop it right there.
Finish releasing 20th Century Boys here. But, you know, besides that.
Right.
It's good.
Yeah. And it is, again, great to not have to be like, okay, let's make an investment of 90 volumes that I have to go buy now, you know, or whatever.
Again, I'm a huge One Piece fan.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to commit to actually owning all of it.
And I mean that for like a lot of stuff on my shelf. Like I will go to my manga shelf and be like, okay, what haven't I read? I will pick up a 1 volume or a set series before I'll pick up something else, because you know what? I just know I'm going to start it. I'm going to get to the end. There's more I got to either go buy or I will eventually have to buy, and I'll have to wait a while and then I'll have to reread it, and it stresses me out. So
for sure.
I don't do it a lot. And I have some series and I'm just like, I should, but I'd rather pick up, you know, I just recently got Drifting Classroom, 3 volumes and we're good. 3 chunkies, you know. So like, great. I don't need more.
Yeah. I mean, same reason why I'm glad that there's like a subscription service, because it makes it happy to be able to read legally, because, you know, that helps. But I've always enjoyed reading manga online. Anyways, there's something I have so many fond memories of I just hit down, right, and I don't move for 5 hours. And that's how I want to read.
Yeah.
I just want to sit there like this, unattractive. You know what I mean? There's no expressions to me going.
Well, and you know, there's something really nice about, because the app is real smooth too. I think it works very well.
Oh, it does.
And I read it on a really old iPad Air, but it's still working. It's fine. And it's like the perfect size. I don't have to zoom into any panels ever. It's the absolute perfect size for it. And then I get to the end of the chapter and I just hit read the next one. Like theoretically, you can pay $2 a month. We're still pushing the app.
Every episode we're like, okay, so we haven't talked for 15 minutes about the Shonen Jump app yet.
Theoretically, you can pay $2 whole a month and read, you know, I haven't done the math because there's a chapter limit. But theoretically, you could read all of or the majority of One Piece in a month.
You can absolutely
for $2. $2.
If it's me reading it, I could read that in half a month.
Yeah. Well, even with the
like
chapter limit?
Yeah, 100 chapters a day, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's 100, yeah.
So 10 days.
Theoretically, you can pay $2 a month. Because, you know, everybody's always like, they cite One Piece every time. They're like, $2, 10 days.
Yeah.
You've caught up to One Piece. That's amazing. You've legally caught up to One Piece in $2.
That's a challenge. Like, I want to do like a summer challenge sometime where I'm just like, all right, everybody, you've got 1 month to read all of One Piece and have like a book club, you know?
You know what? I'd do it.
Wouldn't that be fun?
I'd do it. That'll get me to do it. I need something, right? Because we talked about this.
I would
need
love
something.
that so much.
I'm in.
And plus, I need to go back and read the early stuff, because I started in Water 7, which is like, I don't know, 200, 300 episodes in. And actually, by the time that I was watching it and I caught up was the end of Dressrosa arc, which is like 3 or 4 years ago. I started reading the manga since then, but I've never read the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be my chance to actually read through all of it, because I want to see if it's as impactful.
You know, if we spread this out in a month, we're really talking about this now, we should get a calendar.
Yeah.
We both have those. And really, like...
I've heard of them.
Yeah, but like every day, how many chapters do I have to get through this day, right?
Yeah.
If we spread it out that way, I think I could totally make my brain do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
we can make it work.
All right. So what we gotta do is we gotta post it on Otaku Farm and make a challenge, and we'll let them decide what month.
Yeah, we
can do it.
We're gonna do it.
We're doing it.
We're doing it, guys. I'm a noob. We're doing it. Something about straw hats. Man. That's all I got.
Oh. We're doing I want so badly to hear your thoughts on One Piece.
I mean, I do have that box set, so I will read those physically and then go to the app.
Perfect. So good.
And then I can feel not stupid to have that sitting there on my shelf, you know.
And then I can be like, okay, but Kristan, now that you've read it, I need you to watch the following episodes with me.
All of it?
Because I need you to see how much better it is if you can hear it. You have to actually get the music and see them crying animated. It's very important.
And I'll probably feel more invested at that point.
Yeah. Watch the movies together. I've got them all. I can do screen share.
Let's do it.
Okay. Some mangas need to be 20 volumes. If anything, it's the page count of the series. Manga uses thick paper and has up to 170 pages of volume. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Series can be short if they put more pages in volumes. Man, I like that thick paper though. I'm still upset that Rose of Versailles has glossy pages. It's a beautiful book.
You know, I'm still gonna get them all. I have 3 of them.
Well, yeah, of course.
They're gorgeous.
Buy them all.
But yeah, the glossy, it really... it's on my shelf beside St. Youngman, and that's a very well done hardcover as well. They're very pretty, and they're matte paper. It's like they're like, hey, this will be higher quality, and it's. Do they listen to people? I don't know that there's any manga fan who wants glossy paper.
Talk to, yeah, cause it's weird, right? Because like DC went to matte paper on their trades, and I was like, nah, I don't like this garbage. But at the same time, I was like, no, I want a glossy. But with manga, I'm like, how dare they?
That's funny, too. Like, a lot of people hate, like, all the Vertigo books have, like, the, you know, that kind of paper. And I love it. Like, with Sweet Tooth, I'm like, yes, this is the paper I want. This is great. It's something different.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there is something about, like, I can handle glossy more than...
Yeah, it depends. Isn't it weird?
Or, like, here's Trillium. It's the same thing. Oh, there's no dust jacket. Anyway, but yeah, like, it's just some matte paint, and it's nice. I like it.
Oh, man. But speaking of well-collected books, something that we didn't do and we should have was reach out to TKO when they released this next wave.
You know, I was going to tell you that after the show. I was like, oh, we should do that.
Yeah.
They'll probably,
I need to buy this. We have to do our, like, yearly us talking about how good TKO is while everybody else poo-poos on it. Right?
100%. No, for real. We should tell them. We should be like, listen, you sent these books to everybody last time.
And we
no one liked it, but we loved it, yeah.
We almost got into legitimate fights with our friends.
Oh my gosh. Truly. Some of them are very offended.
Because I tried to fight everybody about Roxanne Gay's book. You and I both did the banks.
Mm-hmm.
Fight a bitch.
We're still fighting.
I still are.
The last time. This got brought up.
I want to know if the new books smell weird.
Yes. Okay. That's the 100%.
Yeah, we messaged the guy like, listen. Okay, number one.
Like, okay, let's reach out to them. Okay. And we're going to say, dear TKO, do they smell? No, we're not even going to ask. I want to be surprised.
Oh, that's true.
Just please send me books. Also, let me smell them.
Can we please review books again?
And review the smell.
Because we loved Wave 2 so much and way more than everybody else. 2. We like the way your books feel, and we always wrote them on our face, so we can tell viewers if they feel.
Yes.
3.
Yes.
Don't tell us, but I want to know if they smell weird again. That's not a bad thing.
But don't tell us, because they smelled real weird. And I think mine still do. I haven't smelled them recently. Maybe they don't. You know? No, I can't reach it.
I'll just send them the clip of the show. You don't even like message them, like, here's our clip.
Yeah. Can you just watch give him a timestamp? Ignore the One Piece stuff. Go to this.
Yeah, can you start the video at this time? Watch it and then tell us if you can send us books again.
They also have map pages.
Wonderful.
And I like them. Yeah, they're great. Yeah.
Marcelo says, what about colored manga? It doesn't look right to me. So I flip-flop. I like some colored pages, but not all colored pages. I know that there's some manga that's now re-releasing all in color. I don't know. I like it sometimes. Like Junji Ito, I like some of the colored pages.
Yeah. But at the same time, if he releases
I'd buy it.
Anything but No Longer Human in all color, I would buy it. I would
just understand the book. I've just never had anything like that happen. You don't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand anything. I don't have experiences.
You didn't give it the time. You don't get it. Like the page quality of Berserk deluxe editions are awesome.
Yeah.
46 volumes in the Tokubones, about to be 6 deluxe editions, and we're about halfway catching up. Yeah, I haven't I've seen the videos of them. I've never held Berserk deluxe.
They're doing it right. Dark Horse.
They do look fire. That is true. Dark Horse's manga deluxes, that and Hellsing. Oh.
Yeah, Hellsing. I just got Blade of the Immortal from them. Though the flat spine is throwing me off with the other ones that are curved. Yeah. I know there's always a big flat spine curve. I don't really care, but like together, I kind of do want them to match. So I'm like, that's weird.
Well,
but it's
what's been released so far.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
And when Dark Horse was releasing Cursed Corpse Delivery Service, that looked really good.
Okay. We talked about it before, but my Amazon pre-order still exists because I refuse. I'm upset and I refuse. I did that with the last Ali Broche book that she was supposed to come out with like 5 years ago, and I pre-ordered it. Then it was canceled, and I refused to cancel my pre-order. And then it came out recently, so maybe I just need to keep my pre-order and hope for the best.
I'm gonna make a Fangirlz bingo chart, and it's gonna be like talks about
Shonen Jump App.
Talks about how they're sad about
smells of books.
Rubs the book on their face. We'll do like a giveaway or something.
Oh, that'll be good.
Hayden, yeah, sorry, Hayden.
Hayden.
We moved stuff.
Oh yeah, that's me. That was me this time. I have to work suddenly.
About it, but
I suddenly have to work all day. Yeah, so I'm sorry. I couldn't be here.
Yeah,
I appreciate everyone in the chat though.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Like, I get to see you guys, and I get to see Kristan, so I'm happy. Like we said before, I don't care how many people are here. We're just chilling.
We love everyone here.
It's been a crazy week, and, shows like this, I think they really do perk me up.
Yeah. I mean, I was telling Maddie right before. I'm like, stuff's going on. I don't even feel good. And now I'm like, I'd feel better. It's because of Maddie, and it's because of you guys watching. Yeah, like, I've been working since 6 in the morning today. Me too. And what's that about? I have to run a damn Zoom webinar every day of my life. I'm working on a kitchen table because I can't sit at my desktop. Oh. I don't even know where my clothes are. One day. I set up the TV and the couch. I was like, well, at least I can watch movies. I'm sad, there's a whole global pandemic happening because I would really come help you and it would be fun. All I want is a fangirl sleepover so bad. We can live stream it. Yeah, what, that'd be fun. Be in the same room. Yeah. Hayden, thank you. I appreciate it. It's very exciting. I will set up books. I have a whole box downstairs that just says Buffy comics. Yes. Because, man, they don't talk about it enough, but moving your damn omnibuses and comic books, they're heavy as hell. It was. Oh my gosh. It took the longest. I don't have fond memories of that. Yeah, my back is so sore from trying to pack books. Yeah. One day we're gonna move again because we've been talking about it. Maybe next year. Actually, we're planning on that. And I'm just like, I have more big stupid books now. Yeah. I don't look forward to moving them at all. I don't know how I'm going to. Just please do whatever you can to move closer to me. Thank you. Okay.
That's all I want. Everyone,
We'll work on that.
Keep your fingers crossed. Help Kristan get up there. Congrats on closing. Thank you. It only took 5 million years. How big is your reading room? Really big. So before I had like a smaller room, which I really liked, but now I've got a whole basement, a whole lower floor.
It's amazing.
That's only for board games and comic books. That is the whole purpose.
Beautiful.
That room, and well, D&D, of course, but that
Yeah.
fits in. So I'll have my nice heated Japanese table, all my bookshelves, more room for figures, which is great. And eventually, we're gonna order one of those expensive D&D like board game tables. To those people.
That's awesome.
We're gonna set up a little bar in the corner and make it look like a tavern. Because all the geeky stuff can exist downstairs, where I can hide it from like regular people, right?
I love it so much.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
But yeah, I'll take some video as I set it up. Oh yeah, Hayden said that he got season 12, and it actually has like.
Oh yeah. You know what? It's funny because I still haven't Well, I did open it. I guess I didn't pay attention to it. It's just there. I'm like, oh, I read that already. But that's good. Good.
It makes me laugh so much that I've gotten so many questions about this, this little spot. We're just testing out the paint. That's it.
You should have like written some random word, just like the most random word. Well, that
I could have drawn a butt.
You could have drawn a butt. Something.
Yeah, I should have.
But that's still great. That's beautiful art.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of questions on it last night during Old Reader, New Reader. So speaking of upcoming shows, not on here, but Kristan is going to be on Old Reader, New Reader with me on Tuesday.
I'm doing it.
We're going to talk about Critical Role, which you have not read or listened to before. So
nope.
We'll
see. We'll see.
And we've got special guests. It's going to be a packed house because Amanda wants to join too. Because she's in Critical Role. I was like, yeah. So Elliot, my elusive husband, will be there.
Who doesn't do shows.
Kristen's husband, Reed, who's not so elusive, will also be there.
It's crazy.
I'm really excited.
It's the husband hour plus Amanda.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And, we'll talk about D&D and stuff and nerdy stuff. And if I can find my drinking horns, maybe we'll drink in our drinking horns. I'll be extra about it.
Nice.
We'll see.
I love it.
Nothing is put away in my house. So who knows? And next Sunday, as long as our schedules still permit, we'll be talking about DC bombshells. And Chris, I don't know if you saw my message, but I invited Jess to join.
Yes. I forgot to reply. Yes.
And he is very excited about it.
He's maybe the most excited about bombshells in general. Yeah. So that'll be fun. Because he has some, right? Like he has several.
He's got all the figures or whatever, most of them, except for Wonder Woman. And he's got like a lot of the special covers and stuff.
That's fun.
So he's really excited, and Jessica's been really excited and telling us about this. So we're like, yeah, let's do it.
I'm looking forward to it. Also, if you guys want to check out Jess's channel tomorrow, Omnidogs Vault, I think we're going on at 5 p.m. Eastern. I think. Sometimes he changes it. But guys, it's fine. Sometimes things have to change. But we are doing something crazy time. We usually just review books. We're going to rank some Jeff Lemire books.
Oh, shit.
So it's happening. You guys know he's my favorite. So, so far, I don't know my order because it's hard. I've realized it's very hard for me. Yeah, a lot of good ones. So that's exciting. If you want to check that out, that's where I'll be tomorrow.
Bobby, let's take bets on which DC bombshell.
Oh, yeah.
Here's as a t-shirt.
That'll be fun.
That'll be fun. Man, I almost made Donna Troy's DC bombshell outfit one day. Lloyd, I wish I could do built-in bookshelves because I think they're very cool.
They're gorgeous.
I would love to do that and have it actually up to the ceiling, with library lights. And I want one of those ladders that
get a ladder. 100%. Yes, like Beauty and the Beast ladder. Yes,
yeah, I want my Beauty and the Beast ladder.
100, like, Reed and I have been looking at houses, right? And every time there's a built-in, even if it's just like one random one in like the living room, I'm like, that's it, because of the shelves. Like, that's the one we need, just because of the shelves.
Yeah,
and he's like, but there's like one bathroom. I'm like, no, but the shelves.
Part of the reason I like wanted this house, I'm gonna take you on a journey with me to show you.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, this is
sneak
special.
peek. I love it.
I need to make sure I'm using the right mic. I am. Good.
We're both moving our cameras around today. What is that?
I know. I got like a million things from this. But, oh man, where's the light? Look at the shiplap on this. It was already here. How cool is
I love
that?
it so much. I really love it.
So cool.
It's beautiful.
I got
It's
like a
beautiful.
Cool, it just looks steam. I don't know. Or it looks D&D, and I was like, I'm in a tavern in real life.
I love it.
And eventually, I'll show you guys the basement, but not today. Let me clear some stuff out. But until then, enjoy the blue dot.
Love
and
it.
I've been using my Wonder Woman omnibus as like my laptop.
Love it.
Oh. Poor Wonder Woman omnibus. Lloyd, he will not be wearing the mask, so
You get to see what's under it. That's crazy.
I cry every time Beast reveals his library to Bella. I cry. Isn't that just a dream?
I mean, it is.
Like, you know, I'm totally down to fall in love with some Beastly looking guy, right? That looks like Beast. I'm not a furry, but I mean, we can all agree it's better.
You love Beastars.
Right. I do love Beastars. It did make me question things after I read it. I was
Like, what?
wait. But yeah, that library is so cool.
It's the coolest. It is.
Yeah. Maddie, are you caught up with My Hero Academia? The current arc is really good. I'm not, but I need to catch up because last week or the week before, something happened, and the whole internet was like, I think it was during election season, because everyone's like, the election's not called, but here's spoilers for literally everything else. And one of them was My Hero Academia. So I heard about the big spoiler for that, but it's also one that I called like a year ago. So I was like, ha, validation. But yeah, I hate it. Everyone excited for the Elliot reveal, but I've already seen it. Perks of being on the show that one time. That's true.
That's right.
I could have shown him over there, but he would not appreciate that, I'm sure. He shook his head. He's like, no.
He should. You know what he should do though? He should paint his face, his hair, and his shirt the color of that wall piece and walk over in front of it and just stand there for like one episode of something you do before you paint the wall. Just see if someone notices, right?
Like that, like somebody used to know, like that
Yes.
that music video.
Yes.
That's so good. That'd be really funny. I'm thinking about it. Man. Well, I guess we talked about the thing. I'm proud of us.
We did it.
There wasn't a lull or like a panic, because normally we finish talking about the thing, which we talked about both of them
Yeah.
for a long time.
It's true. And I even said that we won't do that. So that was my bad.
Yeah.
I underestimated us and I apologize to me and you. And I'm glad we did it.
We do it and we're like, oh shit, well, we talked about it, and now we're going to panic and be like, does anybody have any questions? But we didn't.
We did it. That was great.
Yeah, I'm proud of us. Well, that's all I got.
The moral of this episode, check out IST and stucktrades.com. They're a great sponsor. You can get great books there, including books we've shown. I recently got Sue and Tai-chan Volume 2, and it's so good. It's so good. It makes me happy. So you can get that there. I got that there. I also got this Trillium hardcover that has no dust jacket right now because they suck. But you can buy that there with a dust jacket and then just take it off because you're not a heathen like Jess. Jess keeps the dust jackets on. Can we talk about that for a second?
Oh.
We'll get on him about that later, that next episode. But and also check out Shonen Jump App, who doesn't sponsor us but should, because it's $2 a month and it's the best.
I don't know what I have to do to get them to sponsor us. And honestly, I would do it just for a free subscription. Actually, no, because I'd be like, no, I still want to pay you.
Yeah, and it's $2 a month.
I'm like, don't give me a free subscription. I'm paying you for
yeah.
this. But if y'all
we just want to be
give
able to
us
say, oh, you know what?
Right?
We should do that.
Like, hey, we already talk about you every time, but like, if you can like throw a girl a chainsaw man shirt, that'd be dope.
Yeah. Or like maybe they could just shoot us some like shoujo stuff because they don't have a shoujo app.
Yeah, man Viz.
That would be fun.
Yeah, there we go. Like, hey Viz,
Yeah.
we're already talking about this stuff anyways. Can you
Also, just make the app. Come on, make the app. I will pay $2 more a month to be able to read some shoujo.
I'd even go above that.
$3.50.
I shouldn't tell them, but I would.
$4.
Girl, I pay $10.
You know what? Me too. Because we're used to paying that for everything. Right?
I would gladly give it up my Comixology Unlimited app just to pay for manga. I would.
It's good, but yeah, I'm with you.
All right. Well, I hope you guys have a good night. Stay safe. Wear a mask.
Please.
You know, maybe get tested before you decide to go see your family for Thanksgiving, or don't.
Put cats on your face.
Do what I'm going to do, which is not see anybody, I guess. So,
that's what I'm doing. Hey, that's the safest thing
Chris,
to do.
We
Good.
need to, I don't know, virtually hang out.
Yeah, we should.
Be like
Happy Thanksgiving. We're at home still.
We'll put our baby Yodas up and be like, here's
oh my
our
gosh.
family.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, good night, everybody. See you guys next Sunday, unless you join us on Your Make Edition on Tuesday.
And you should.
Bye.